Hello guys, Tops here. Today, how does surround bonus work in Battle Brass? So basically, the surround bonus for every time you surround an opponent, surrounding means more than one bro is engaged in an adjacent tile to an enemy. Like this dire wolf, he's currently engaged with two guys adjacent. So I would get a surround bonus of +5 for this dire wolf if I would hit with both of them. Right? So like, I don't have to hit with both of them. That was badly explained. But basically, both of these guys get +5% hit chance against that dire wolf because he is surrounded by two. If it's only 1 versus 1, doesn't count. Doesn't work for ranged. So like my ranged brother does not get additional hit chance against this dire wolf. Only works for melee. But if I put my archer like so, that would count as surround bonus. Because now he's engaged with 3, so we would get +10% hit chance against this dire wolf. Okay? But that also works for your brothers. So if your brother is surrounded by 3 dire wolves, he also, now the dire wolves get +10% hit chance against that brother. On top of that, some dire wolves or some opponents rather have the backstabber perk. And backstabber doubles that surround bonus hit chance. So if you are surrounded by 3 opponents that have backstabber, these opponents, snakes for instance, right? These opponents would get +20% hit chance against your brother. Zombies as well, okay? If you have the backstabber perk, you would also get, for instance, on this guy, we would get +20% hit chance because he's surrounded by 3 people, right? And if you have this round, you always have 3 minus 1. And that's so only 2 guys would count for the surround bonus. So +10% normally, with backstabber +20%. Okay. So if you look at the polearm, if we put backstabber on a polearm, that works, but the polearm, if he's not adjacent to the target, does not add the additional +5% chance. So against this opponent, he would get, if all of these, like, if he had backstabber, against this opponent, because he's adjacent to him, he would add his additional hit chance. So we would get +20 against this guy. But let's assume this guy would be adjacent to him. We would only get +10% chance to hit against this guy if the polearm guy attacks this guy. Because this dire wolf would only be surrounded by 2 minus 1, which would mean +10% hit chance. So if like your polearm, like most enemies will always be engaged with like 2 frontliners, so your polearms always can get +5% additional hit chance against that opponent, right? And normally they get +5. Unless your opponent has underdog. If your opponent has underdog, for instance, if the dire wolf had underdog, he would not get the additional, he would not suffer the additional hit chance against him, right? But if you have backstabber, you would still get +5% hit chance because, yeah, backstabber and underdog, they cancel each other out. So if you have backstabber against an underdog target, you get +5% hit chance still. Alright, I know that was a lot to unpack, and maybe you have to rewatch this a little bit slower or multiple times if you're a new player. But that's basically how surround bonus works. Also, for every surrounding opponent, again, -1, your opponent suffers a penalty of -3 resolve. So this dire wolf would suffer -6 resolve penalty from bros surrounding him. You also get a +2 bonus resolve for every brother that is adjacent on your tile. So this polearm guy would get +8 resolve from adjacent friends. And if you get surrounded by opponents, so if you, if like 3 dire wolves would be adjacent to him, he would also suffer a -6 resolve penalty. My shield guy here, right? So if you have brothers on the flanks, you need to give them underdog or tanks. And you need to give them high resolve, because their resolve will constantly drop because of this surround bonus. If you have people in the backline who are not engaged in melee at all, or people in the front who are mostly in a tight formation and will maximally get engaged with like 2 bros, underdog is not too important, and the moral deficiency, that the penalty that we will get from being surrounded, is also not too impactful. So in short, surrounding your opponents is really, really nice in Battle Bros. And you should always attack the opponent that is surrounded the first, because you get additional hit chance. And you can see, if you press like the attack button, right, so the 1/, you can see the hit chance. So I have 65% hit chance against this dire wolf. And if another brother would stand next to him, I would have a 70% hit chance against this dire wolf, because of this round bonus. Let's see the polearm. He has 60% against that dire wolf and 55% against that dire wolf, right? Despite this round, the surrounding, we get also a minus 15% penalty from using a polearm against in close quarters, right? So you can see this. There's a minus 15% hit chance for targets that are directly adjacent to you. You can get rid of that with like the polearm mastery, and you get plus 5% chance to hit in general. Yeah. So even we surrounded this dire wolf, I have a lower hit chance against this guy than against that guy that is far away from me. Right? So I know that was a lot, and it's kind of confusing for newer players. I hope I unpacked it well, and I hope you have now learned what surround bonus looks like in this game and how impactful it can be. Remember, always surround your opponents, and if your brother is surrounded, try to help him. He is probably in trouble. Underdog is nice to prevent the surround bonus. So giving your tanks or your flank guys who are sitting on the flanks and constantly get surrounded, the underdog perk is very important. And don't listen to people who say underdog is bad. It counters a core mechanic of the game, so it's a very strong perk. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I will see you in the next video, and have a nice day. Bye bye.